Hey guys, it's Udi. Today we're taking a look at two plugins by Sound Particles. Now, if you don't know, Sound Particles are developing software for 3D and immersive sound for cinema and sound effects. Now, the two plugins are Energy Panner and Brightness Panner. So let's get down to the details and see how they work. Of course, before that, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I have lots of video about plugins, virtual instruments, and other audio related stuff. Of course, if you like the video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or anything at all, just leave comments below this video and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Let's get started. This is the Energy Panner. And what it does, it reacts to the energy, to the intensity of the sound. So let me show you how this works. We have two modes. We have the pan and we have sliding. So pan works from point to point, where sliding have a starting point and then particles will float in space. So let me show you how this actually works. So in pan mode, I'm gonna just play something. And we can set the starting point and the destination. Now in sliding mode, we have a different setup here. So we have the starting point, we have the destinations, but the sound particles will just keep on floating. Let me show you how this works. Again, I'll start somewhere in the middle here. So now let's go through the user interface. What we have in the pan mode is, first of all, we have the start, so we can start at a point or at the destination, meaning the speakers. And let me show you how this actually works. So right now we're starting at whatever point and going towards the speakers, but we can flip this. So I can do this in two ways. One of them will be just select the speakers as my starting point, select my movement here, going to a point, and now let's play. Right, and I can also go around, for example, counter clock or with the clock. So now the other controls that we have the threshold to detect the intensity, the energy of the sound source. We have the ratio, which will affect the speed that the panning will be. So let me show you how this actually reacts. So the greater the ratio, the faster the sound particles will move. We also have dry, wet, we have gain, and we have the attack and release, which controls the detection mode here and how fast we are reacting to the energy that comes into the intensity of the sound. And we can link them together or we can have them separate. So I have a sound source here that is 5.1, and of course you can use this with stereo input. Sound particles and Energy Panner are actually part of a bigger platform which is more about 3D sound and immersive sound for cinema and sound effects. So this is great if you're looking for something special to move the sound around in a very creative way. I really love the idea here. And let's have a look at the sliding mode. So sliding mode again starts from a starting point, for example, in the middle here, and then goes towards the speakers and continues to move around. And again, we have the starting point here. We can start at the point or at the speakers and then decide what kind of movement we want. We can move towards the speakers and then continue, of course, or from point to point, or circle around. And we also can randomize the movement here and everything else. So let's hit this random. And that's it. That's the energy panner. Again, two modes, pan and sliding. The pan will go from point to point, from a starting point towards the speakers, or from the speakers to a point, or circle around. And the sliding will get you started at a point or the speakers, and then continue to move around in space. So now let's head over to the second plugin, the brightness panner. So again, we have two modes here. We have the pan and we have the sliding, and they work the same way. So in pan, we have a starting point and a destination that can be either the speakers or the point, and we can have the sound particles just float around. And so let's see, first of all, how this works. I'm going to select here brightness, and then we'll go over all the details here in the user interface. Right, so in this plugin, we have three different detection modes. We have brightness, this is the default here. We have pitch and we have MIDI. So what's the difference? First of all, brightness. As you can see on the left side here, we have low and high frequencies. So this panel will react to the frequencies that are detected here. And so we can set this as low as 20 Hertz and as high as 20K. And so whenever a signal comes in, whatever sound comes in, the starting point will be at the lowest and then going towards the high. And of course we can set this to have a different just different values here, and this will narrow the detection area. So you can see the low notes, whenever I play whatever notes that are low frequencies, I'm still at the starting point, but as I go higher, I go to the destination. Now, of course, we can set this differently, the range. Right, so that's the brightness, and then pitch will react to actual notes. So I can set my keyboard, for example, let's see, my low note is C2. So let's set that to C2. And my high note here, that's C6. So I'm going to set this C6. So I have my entire keyboard here. So whenever I play the C2, that's my lowest note, I'm still at the beginning, at the starting point. And when I play the highest note, the C6, I'll reach the destination. Cool. So again, brightness will react to the frequencies, and pitch will react to notes, to the notes that are played, the MIDI notes here. And we also have the sliding, which again will get you going from point to destination or around with the movement here. But the sound particles will just continue moving. And last, we also have a MIDI input here. So we can create a MIDI track and control how the panel works. It's sort of side chaining the plugin from another MIDI track. So the instruction how to set this is on the website. If you click go to website, I'm not going to do it right now. You'll see the instruction for all the different software, Cubase or Ableton and so on. So whatever you're using, and I'll just hit no thank you. And I already set this up, so let me just show you how this works in Cubase. I have a track here, and you can see that this track accepts all MIDI inputs, of course, but I have another track here. This is the MIDI track here, which will control this track. And so I have this MIDI here, not connected. I'm going to connect it to the brightness spanner here, and that's it. And now whenever I play, it will react. And that's it. That's Sound Particles Brightness Spanner. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this one. And of course, if you still have any questions, please leave comments below this video and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. You can also follow me in Facebook, in Twitter, and you can join the Discord server where we can discuss plugins and virtual instruments. And that's it. I'll see you in the next videos. Thank you and bye-bye.